Hi, I'm Katie, and I work at the Red Rocks Community College Library. I'm going to go over how to cite a resource for your Works Cited page according to the 8th edition MLA Style Guide. If you use previous editions of the MLA Style Guide, the 8th edition is a little different, so pay attention to the changes. An 8th edition MLA citation contains certain core elements, which are really just the different pieces of information that let people find the exact resource you used. These elements are author, title of source, title of container, other contributors, version, number, publisher, publication date, and location. Notice the order and the punctuation marks after each element. This is the order the elements will go in your citation, and the type of punctuation mark that will always follow the element in the citation. So since there's a period after title of source in this list, there will always be a period after the title of the source in your citation. Here are the elements as they will look in your citation. As you can see, they're in the same order and followed by the same punctuation marks as they were in the list in the previous slide. Not all of your citations will have all of these elements. If you don't have an element, you can just leave it out of the citation. You don't have to worry about it. So the first element in your citation is the author's name. The author's last name goes first, then a comma, then their first name, followed by a period. So if your source was written by John Smith, you would write his name as Smith, John, period. The title of the source is the next part of your citation. The title of the source is the title of whatever it is you were using, the book, journal article, YouTube video, whatever. Titles of books and websites should be in italics, while titles of articles or tracks on an album should be in quotation marks. If our source that John Smith wrote was a book called Really Awesome Book, our citation would look like this: Smith, John, period, really awesome book, in italics, period. However, if we were also using an article called Also Awesome Article that John Smith wrote, our citation would look like this: Smith, John, period, Also Awesome Article, period, in quotation marks. Notice in both citations, the title of the source is followed by a period, just like in that list we were looking at earlier. And also remember that the period or other punctuation marks should always be inside the quotation marks in your citation. So the next part of your citation is the title of container, which sounds kind of confusing, but it's really not that bad. The container is basically whatever bigger thing your source is in, if it's in a bigger thing. So Really Awesome Book by John Smith is just a book. It's not in anything else, it's its own container. So we leave that element out of this citation. Also Awesome Article, however, was published in Pretty Cool Journal. Pretty Cool Journal contains Also Awesome Article, so it's the container. We add the title of the container to our citation in italics and followed by a comma. Now our citation looks like this: Smith, John, period, Also Awesome Article, period, Pretty Cool Journal, comma. So there might be other authors or other people who contributed to the source, such as an illustrator or a translator. These people's names come next in the citation, but unlike the first author, they're in regular first name, last name format. Maybe John Smith co-wrote Really Awesome Book with Jane Williams. Her name would go next in the citation, followed by a comma. Smith, John, period, Really Awesome Book, period, Jane Williams, comma. If John Smith originally wrote Also Awesome Article in Swedish and Jane Williams had translated it, we would state translated by Jane Williams in our citation. So it would go Smith, John, period, Also Awesome Article, period, Pretty Cool Journal, comma, translated by Jane Williams, comma. Version is an element not all your citations will have. A lot of books don't have versions. However, some, such as textbooks, do. If Really Awesome Book was reprinted with some new information, we might be using the second edition. So now our citation looks like this: Smith, John, period, Really Awesome Book, period, Jane Williams, comma, second edition, comma. Notice that edition is abbreviated, but the whole element is followed by a comma. Journal articles almost never have a version, so we can leave that out of this citation. Next in our citation is the number. The number is different than the version, even if they appear similar at first. Books usually aren't numbered unless there's multiple volumes. There's only one volume of Really Awesome Book, so we can leave the number out of that citation. However, magazines and academic journals are numbered, and the number is one of the most important parts of your citation. It tells you what volume and issue you should look in to find your article, so you don't have to look through all 50 issues or whatever of a journal. If Also Awesome Article was published in Volume 15, Issue 2 of Pretty Cool Journal, we would include that information in our citation as Volume 15, Number 2, each abbreviated and followed with a comma. So now our citation looks like this: Smith, John, period, Also Awesome Article, period, Pretty Cool Journal, comma, translated by Jane Williams, comma, Volume 15, comma, Number 2, comma. The name of the publisher comes next. This is another element that may not be present in all of your citations. Books will pretty much always have a publisher, journals will not. Really Awesome Book was published by American Publishing, so we would add that to our citation, followed by a comma. Smith, John, period, Really Awesome Book, period, Jane Williams, comma, second edition, comma, American Publishing, comma. There is no publisher for Also Awesome article, so we leave that out of that citation. Almost every source you cite will have a publishing date. It can be as vague as the whole year or as specific as an exact date. The publication date is a date when your source was published, when that book was put into print, when that volume of an academic journal was issued, when that blog post was put online. Really Awesome Book might have been published in 2002, so now our citation looks like this. Smith, John, period, Really Awesome Book, period, Jane Williams, comma, second edition, comma, American Publishing, comma, 2002, comma. Maybe Also Awesome article was also published in 2002, but specifically in June. That citation now looks like this. Smith, John, period, Also Awesome article, period, Pretty Cool Journal, comma, translated by Jane Williams, comma, volume 15, comma, number 2, comma, June 2002, comma. The location is the final element of your citation. The location is, obviously, where you can find that source, but it can take different forms. If you're citing a web page, the URL is the location. It's where you find the source. But if you're citing an article, a short story, or a chapter in a book, the location is the page numbers. Again, this is where you would find the source, but it's different than a URL. With Really Awesome Book, we're citing the whole book, and it's not a website, so we don't need to include the location. However, with Also Awesome article, we have to put in page numbers. If the article is on pages 112 to 124, we put those page numbers in the citation, following PP period to indicate multiple pages. So now our citation looks like this. Smith, John, period, Also Awesome article, period, Pretty Cool Journal, comma, translated by Jane Williams, comma, volume 15, comma, number 2, comma, June 2002, comma, pages 112 to 124, period. Location is the final element of our citation, so we have to indicate we're finished with the citation. This is easy with the article. We simply follow the location with the period. However, the book doesn't have a location. Even though there is no location in the citation for the book, we change the final element's punctuation mark to a period to indicate that the citation is finished. No matter what element your citation ends on, you follow it with a period. So here are our final citations. If you look back at the template we looked at in the beginning, you can identify the different elements and see how they match up in location and punctuation. No matter what element your citation ends on, you always need to end it with a period, so everybody knows that you're done. If you need more help or instruction, visit one of these two websites. The Purdue OWL has great tips and in-depth explanations for each kind of source you might need to cite. It also has frequently asked questions and examples, which can be really helpful. The MLA Style Guide website has some tricks, tips, and explanations, and lets you download a template with the different elements in order and with correct punctuation, which is a great tool to get a handle on the information you need to include in your citation. If you're completely confused or just need a little extra help, come by the library on the second floor of the main building above the Learning Commons. You can also chat with a librarian 24/7 on the library's website if you need help and can't make it into the library. You could also make an appointment at the Writing Center for assistance with your Works Cited page and any other writing questions you have. And all the contact information for both of those is provided here. So hope this was helpful. Good luck with your citations.